Young men today are lost. They have no direction. They have no guidance. They don't have any sense of self. They're not accomplishing any task which can truly bring them the greatest satisfactions which they can experience in their lifetime. They're stuck in a destructive cycle where they keep getting high dopamine boosts, and they mistake that as essentially something positive in their lives. However, they're simply just scrolling Instagram and scrolling the hub, looking at attractive women. They're polishing the knob. They're playing video games. They're drinking. They're consuming drugs. They're just partaking, sort of depravity, which is essentially rotting their brains, rotting their minds. It's diminishing their circuits. It's diminishing the circuits within their brain, their neurotransmitters. It's diminishing their dopamine level. Well, not their dopamine levels, but it's diminishing how sensitive they are to dopamine. The same thing which would have made them happy 2 years ago barely gets a reaction out of them nowadays. These young men need some guidance. They need some direction. They need some masculine presence in their lives. They're told that being a man is toxic. It's toxic masculinity. Are you serious? They've never had any positive display of a male role model in their immediate lives. Most young men born in the United States of America are born out of wedlock. That's approximately 70% of men and upwards. And that number is rapidly increasing. They are born out of wedlock. A huge proportion of these young men are born to single mothers. So they are born in a household where the male presence is not even felt. They are born in a household where they only get the direction and the leadership of their mothers. So they grow up to be feckless men. They can grow up to be handsome men. They can grow up to be men who are attractive to women. However, they will never be men who women truly respect if they do not get some male leadership along the way. That is the only hope. That is the only caveat. Now I'm creating this channel, The Gen Zer, to help guide these young men. However, this channel isn't just for men. I'm sure the young ladies of my generation, they'll be able to get some nuggets of wisdom here too. You see, our young ladies as well, they're suffering from quite a lot of heartaches and quite a lot of mental issues. Gen Z young ladies are some of the unhappiest young people ever recorded throughout history. They report the highest rate of depressions. They report some of the highest rates of self-deletion among young women. The young ladies spend their times consistently scrolling through Instagram, scrolling through TikTok. Oh my God. The Toxic app, the Toxic app. They spend all their time on the Toxic app, and as a result, they're consistently comparing themselves to other people whom they see. Guys, it's not natural for a human being to see that many people within a short span of time. Traditionally, typically, evolutionarily, you'd see about 145 faces which you'd recognize in your local tribe or village. And then when we developed as a humanity to create larger civilizations, maybe you'd see about 200 faces every day within your interactions. But guess what? With the advent of the cellular phone, the smartphone, oh my God, and the proliferation of various social medias, there is no limit to how many people one can encounter in the span of an hour. In 1 hour, you can see more people than some of your ancestors have seen in their entire lifetimes. Let that sit with you. You see, these young ladies are being so stimulated. Now, their dopamine levels are certainly screwed. Their dopamine circuits are fried because their neurotransmitters are essentially transmitting so much information Every time they post a picture, they receive validations. So if they got 10 likes on the previous picture and then they get 100 likes on the next, anything less than 100 likes will essentially make them feel self-conscious. They're striving to, achieve and obtain more and more likes. These young girls are on Instagram. They're comparing their bodies to supermodels and other women who Photoshop themselves, who Photoshop their bodies to obtain surgeries to make them achieve shapes which are just, for the most part, not possible naturally. But these young girls don't know that. They get on these social media platforms and they put on their makeup, they use the filters, and they see young boys and young men giving them all of the validation in the world. Oh my God. Young SIMPs, young and old alike, actually, because there are quite a few older SIMPs, much more than you would imagine. This is essentially ruining our society because guess what? Gen Z and other young people, we are the future of this society. Make no mistake. Within 20 years from now, you will be in a position to run the show. Within 30 years from now, you will definitely be running the show. There's no mistake about it. And make no mistake about it. So since I've identified these key issues, what do I propose? I propose that we essentially change the entire fabric of our social communications. We change how we view the world. We change how we interact with one another. We change our usage of the toxic apps and the toxic social media platforms which need our attention, Let me repeat again, which need our attention so that they could monetize themselves. In essence, our free attention, which we provide to those apps, are how they make money. And these apps are multi-billion-dollar conglomerates. They are part of the neoliberal and neoconservative globalist, corporatist, multinationalist entities which consistently reduce your quality of life. And among those entities, of course, are the social media platforms. I'm not going to name them by name. The food industry, which consistently feeds you high fructose corn syrup so that you end up obese, and then they provide you an obesity movement telling you that you should love your curves and love your body without ever improving your body. People, the only way you can show that you truly love yourself is by making all of the efforts to improve yourself. I could never tell my child that I love them if I don't send them to school and I just let them sit at home and not do anything. No, not that I have a child, by the way. What else? You have the neoconservative globalist corporations, such as the prison industrial system, which is receiving free labor from certain minorities in society. Let me not go into that detail. You have the war hawks, the war machines, which are encouraging wars, continuous and constant war, so that they can make money. Because weapons sales of arms, sales of weapons of mass destructions are how they make their money. Guys, this is all truly a large matrix and a large conglomerate. We need to free ourselves. We need to increase our vision and rid ourselves of all of these derogatory things. So come on the journey. This is the Gen Zer, and I'm signing out. Peace.